My sisters and brothers, I greet you all with the love and peace of the Lord. I invite you to meditate together with me on the holy word of God of 14th Sunday on the 5th July 2020. The focus of our reflection is humility and meekness are a soothing and soothing balm for a world that is becoming more and more blunt by its harshness and rudeness, by its haughtiness and arrogance. Today, the call of the Lord is clear. Learn from me, for I am meek and humble of heart. And this invitation is something unique because it is only here Jesus explicitly urges us to learn from him, even though he teaches very many things. And this learning does not mean a mere intellectual or academic learning. Rather, it means to learn from him, to imitate him, to imbibe the same spirit of meekness and humility, and thus to be ourselves humble and meek. The life of today seems more and more burdensome and pressing down heavily. Many have or many feel the weight of many yokes. But if analyzed sincerely, perhaps many of these yokes and burdens are not necessary. These yokes and burdens are none other than our own personal weaknesses and defects, as well as the pressures, the pleasures, and the preoccupations of the world. In terms of Paul's letter, this yoke and burden is the weight of sin, the realm of the flesh. And the realm of the flesh is always opposed to the realm of the spirit, and it is in perennial conflict with the realm of the spirit. The realm of the flesh does not necessarily mean only body and what is bodily or physical. It means anything that is unspiritual, anything that is opposed to God and the godly concerns. And the realm of the flesh can give us never a stable and deep peace or a lasting joy. How sad it is that many knowingly and eagerly operate in the realm of the flesh and the unspiritual, crushed down by the weight of sin, and carry on the yoke and burdens of weaknesses and worldly pleasures. The fitting remedies for such a heavy life are humility and gentleness or meekness. Arrogance and heartless coarseness are always detestable and punishable in the sight of God. God graciously looks upon us, constantly reminds us of the vital need of humility and gentleness. Humility can touch even the hard hearts. Gentleness can melt even the stony walls. These humility and gentleness are in fact the yoke and burden that Jesus speaks of. There is a contrast between the yoke of Jesus and the yoke of the world. The yoke of the world, the yoke of sin, the yoke of the flesh, the yoke of the unspiritual make the person drained of his inner energies and are inclined to throw down the person, but the yoke of Jesus, the realm of the spiritual, fill and recharge the person and make life light. Such humility and meekness are possible only when we constantly cultivate the spirit of being children to God. This is to place our total trust in God and to surrender completely to Him. When we conduct ourselves as children, trusting and entrusting, when we are imbued with the spirit of humility and meekness, then surely life will become lighter, easy, pleasant, radiant, and vibrant. And now the direction and the directive for our life is, let us be humble and gentle and live a life that is light and happy, and thus show the world that humility is not fragility, that meekness is not weakness, that gentleness is not brittleness, but it is the strength of God, it is the strength of a character, and it is the beauty of life. Let us then pray to God for such a gracious life of humility and meekness, and thus make a change and difference in the world. May God always bless and accompany us.